Hello, and welcome everyone who watched Sydney Ponson and the Orioles beat the Angels. Jim Lang and RJ Broadhead. And what an afternoon it was in Calgary. The Pengrove Saddledome Flames and the Sharks in Game 4 of that series. And for some odd reason, Calgary, for all their great fan support, a sub-500 team on home ice in the playoffs. It doesn't make sense.
Well, this whole series has been home ice disadvantage. The Sharks lose the first two, and now Calgary trying to at least salvage one at home. And good crowd and some patriotic support. How about Ville Niemen? And way to go, Ville. He's from Finland, in case you didn't know that, but he fits right into Canada. Sure, we don't mind that. Physical start. Oleg Saprykin, big hit on Mike Rathje. Gee, he's had a rough time against the Flames. Chris Simon gives him the black eye. Saprykin a big hit, but Rathje would play a big part in this game. Mike Ricci a wraparound. Can't beat Mika Kiprasov. No score after one. Just over 2 minutes into the second. A 4-on-2 for the Sharks. Puck doesn't come out. And there's Rathje with a big shot. And look out, here it comes. Oh, good thing you didn't have 3D glasses on. You might think that was going to hit you right at the net cam. 1-0 for the Sharks. Jerome Ginla, some traffic in front. Never a bad idea to throw it in front. And there it is in the back of the net. The goal goes to Jerome Ginla, his 8th, ties it at 1. 39 seconds later, Jerome Ginla, Robin Regeer rather, lets Jonathan Chichu go right past him, and Mika Kiprasov can't get back into the net, so right quick, the Sharks get the lead back. Then on the power play, Patrick Marleau gets it to Vincent Damphousse. He's had some big goals for the Sharks in these playoffs. It's 3-1 Sharks. Todd Harvey drills Robin Regeer, and well, Robin Regeer a little frustrated. Couple of punches. Gets 2 for roughing on the power play. Damphousse, you see him go behind the net, pick up the puck, and Steve Montador was tired. The Flames have been out there a long time, couldn't get the puck out. Patrick Marleau able to beat Montador, put that puck into the net. 4-1, that would be it for Mika Kiprasov. So Roman Turek gets a chance to see what he can do. Todd Harvey lets one fly. That's a tough one. Then he stops the rebound, too, on Curtis Brown. Roman Turek was pretty good, but the game was pretty much out of hand. Seconds winding down in the third. Calgary with the man advantage. And Chris Simon will get his third of the playoffs. 4-2 still Sharks lead. And then Scott Thornton, Chris Simon have some words. And that is it. Don Koharski knows exactly what's going to happen. With 7 seconds to go in the hockey game, he says, you guys head to the dressing rooms. We're going to have none of that. This one is going to end as a Sharks victory. The road team has won every game in this series. The Sharks improved to 5-1 all-time in the postseason in Calgary. It's this season that matters, and they're 2-0 in Calgary, although the series is going back to Calgary on Monday, and Calgary's 2-0 in San Jose. Let's check in with Roger Millions, who has more.
Both the San Jose Sharks and Calgary Flames get set to make it a best-of-3 affair. Game number 5 set for Monday evening at the Shark Tank. The Sharks come back on a roll. 2 consecutive wins in Calgary. The Flames heading off to San Jose quite disappointed, but trying to bounce back as they did in their previous series against Detroit and Vancouver. With a look back at game number 4 in the Flames' perspective, here's Barry Strader.
After earning 4 straight power plays early in the game and reaping absolutely nothing, the Flames' discipline went out the window, taking 5 straight minor penalties in the second period, 2 of which turned into San Jose power play goals. That gave the Sharks a lead they would never relinquish in a 4-2 victory over the Flames.
And then we got a little undisciplined and took some penalties there in the second period, but that's why they won. So, I mean, all those things on the specialty teams both ways to be better. I thought our intensity was risen. I thought we had a pretty decent start, but we didn't find a way to win it.
We took too many penalties tonight. You know, they took a bunch too, but it just came down to executing. Their power play was a lot better than ours. They finished their chances, and we didn't, and that was the difference of the game today.
For the first few games, we limited the penalties, and tonight, you know, we took some, but you know, we know better, and we'll be better.
For the first time in the Stanley Cup playoffs, Mika Kiprasov looked like a mere mortal for the Flames, allowing 4 goals on 10 shots in the middle frame, and for the first time in the playoffs was given the hook, replaced by Roman Turek for the start of the third period.
It gives him a chance to rest. It wasn't his fault by any means. He's won so many games for us. We were undisciplined in front of him.
Look at the way they just played all year. You know, he can't be perfect every night, and you know, I'm sure he's going to bounce back as strong as ever.
For the Flames, Sunday's setback marks the first time in the 2004 Stanley Cup playoffs that Calgary has lost back-to-back games. It also drops Calgary's home ice record to a disappointing 3-5. In fact, the visiting team has won every game so far through 4 games of the Western Conference Final, a trend the Flames hope continues. Game 5, Monday in San Jose. Barry Strader, Sportsnet, Calgary.
The second period of the hockey game really proved to be the difference for the San Jose Sharks, scoring 4 times and just 10 shots on goal and taking advantage of power play opportunities. Gene Principe looks at the Sharks and their success in game number 4.
For a second straight game, San Jose opened the scoring in the second period. It is a period in which throughout the playoffs, the Sharks have dominated the opposition, outscoring them 19-5, and it's where they took control of game 4.
You got to come out after after a goal, and it's always a big shift. So we just kind of wanted to get the momentum going in our favor, and we lucked out and got a goal.
We weathered the storm tonight. We had to kill a lot of penalties, and I thought we established our penalty killing rate early and our work ethic. And then in the second period, I think it was kind of we just wore them down, and guys made big plays when they had to.
Despite receiving the star treatment from Calgary, Patrick Marleau responded. Fresh off being named to Canada's World Cup team, he had an assist on San Jose's first power play goal. And it was part of a 2-point day for Marleau, whose own man advantage goal was his first in 8 games.
The guys look to me to do things, and I put a lot of pressure on myself to play hard and play well. And but that being said, there's a great sportcast here, so it's not. I don't feel that much pressure.
Patrick has been playing very good. He hasn't scored and hasn't had a lot of points lately, but I know playing with him that he skates hard and he goes to the net and he creates a lot of open space for the rest of his guys.
Mission accomplished for San Jose as they were able to do to Calgary what Calgary was able to do to them in the first 2 games of this Western Conference Final. Now the Sharks look to rewrite a little bit of their history, as previously 4 times they have been tied in series at 2 apiece. All 4 of those series they have lost. Gene Principe, Sportsnet, Calgary.
So the series becomes a best-of-3 affair, with San Jose enjoying 2 of the final 3 games on home ice. But so far in the series, playing at home really doesn't matter a whole lot as they head back in the Western Conference Final, even at 2 games each. Roger Millian, Sportsnet, Calgary.
Thank you, Roger. As the Flyers prepare for Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Final, the Lightning, they continue to deal with the loss of Marcus Ragnarsson. The absence of the veteran defenseman for Game 4 meant rookie Joni Pikkanen and converted forward Sammy Kapanen would have to shoulder a heavy load on the Flyers' blue line. After the strong play in Game 4, Ken Hitchcock had high praise for his defense.
Maybe they don't get the headlines in the media, but they certainly get the headlines on our team. You're talking Markov, Malakoff, Tamander, Janssen. I mean, Malakoff and Markov have played great as a pair. Tamander's been a very underrated player, and it seems the harder the game, the better Mattias plays. You get into playoffs and you always overwork 4, and it's much easier to play a shorter bench at this time of year because of the timeouts. Timeouts are much longer. It's much easier to play a shorter bench. So there's things we can do during playoffs that we were not able to do during the regular season.
There's more championship hockey to tell you about. Game 2 of the Memorial Cup. Medicine Hat Tigers against the Gatineau Olympique, 2 of the higher scoring teams in the CHL. You'd think it would be a high scoring affair. Well, it wasn't. On the power play, Dominic Damore, he's got the great shot from the point and he uses it. 1-0 Olympique. Tigers looking for the equalizer. Dan Adema, he's stopped by David Tremblay, who was outstanding for the Olympique. Chris Russell gives it away. Sam Roberts feeds Francis Wattier and he scores 2-0 for Gatineau. Darren Reed dropped pass to Stefan Meyer and he will score, so the Medicine Hat Tigers cut the lead to 2-1. Under a minute to go, Tigers trying to get the equalizer. Tremblay, outstanding save. Wow, that could have been one that tied it up. Instead, Gatineau gets an empty netter, and the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League champions are off to a great start. David Tremblay outstanding between the pipes with 24 saves. And Dominic Damore was the guy that got it all started for them. And our Darren Millard had a chance to talk to him.
Well, when Dominic Damore opened up the scoring 3 minutes into the first period, we thought we were going to get the expected shootout between the top offense from the QMJHL and the top producing offense from the Western Hockey League, but that didn't materialize. So were you surprised, Dominic?
No, we're not surprised. They have a pretty good team. They're strong, big, and they work hard all night long. And we expect a good game from them.
At one point, you received 5 straight penalties. Was it tough to keep your composure?
It was tough, but I think we take our mind off the game. We start hitting, and giving some shot after whistle was just stupid. So we have to come back and keep our head straight.
Talked about your goal. It happened early on in the first period. Take us through it.
Yeah, it was. I received the puck from the face-off, and I just take a shot. We had a screen, one eye, and I score.
Clean face-off win, obviously, and motivation comes in varying forms in this tournament. I want to get a shot of your skate laces because as I was looking down before we started this interview, I noticed a lot of writing. Tell us what's written on there and what the message is.
The message is the thing I must do during playoff and during the cup to help my team. It's just written. It's not enough. You have to be stronger, faster, and work harder. So.
I'm glad you told me what it was because I'm having trouble reading. I have trouble reading my own writing, never mind stuff on skate laces. You open up with a victory just like a year ago. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
There's Dominic D'Amour, the Gatineau Olympique, off to a 1-0 start here at the 2004 MasterCard Memorial Cup.
Thanks, Darren. That's exactly the start they wanted, and they will have no rest because the two unbeaten teams, Kelowna and Gatineau, they'll go toe-to-toe Medicine Hat and Guelph. You don't want too many losses in the round robin of the Memorial Cup because you might not make it to the playoff round. Gatineau and Kelowna, one of these teams will be at 1-1. One of them will have a stranglehold atop the standings, and you can watch it right here on Rogers Sportsnet Monday, the 2004 MasterCard Memorial Cup.
The Memorial Cup Report brought to you by new Power Bar Energy Bites, energy on demand.
Well, the Blue Jays knew when they started this series against the Red Sox that it would certainly be a difficult one, and they knew that they would have to face Pedro Martinez. The only good news for the Blue Jays in that sense is their ace went against Pedro.
And talk about good karma. It's Roy Halladay bobblehead doll daily at Skydome, so you got to think that might be on the Jays side. Halladay 2-1 in his last 4 starts. Top of 1 man-on-man round. Base it up the middle. Mark Bellhorn would score. RBI for Manny Ramirez, 1-0 Red Sox. Pedro Martinez, 1 win in his last 3 starts. Bottom of second, Pedro facing Carlos Delgado. Gets him swinging. Delgado losing his bat. It goes a long way. Bottom of 4th, revengeful Delgado. Off of Martinez, an epic 2-run home run. That went a long way. 2-1 Blue Jays. Top of the 5th, the Dr. Halladay getting young Kevin Euclid. Top of the 6th, Brian Dahlbach swinging. Toss 7 innings, 1 run, struck out 6. Bottom of 6, 2-1 for Reed Johnson. Case hit the shallow center field. Frank Calonado will score. 3-1 Blue Jays. So time for the bullpen. Sometimes this is a nervous thing for Blue Jay fans, but Terry Adams gets the passion of the center fielder. Johnny Damon swinging. Jays win 3-1. 31,600 plus on hand at Skydome for Roy Halladay bobblehead all day. Pedro Martinez has now won just only once in his last 4 starts, and he knew he made a mistake in that home run pitch to Carlos Delgado.
I'm thinking about going right back, and if I could take that pitch back and throw it again, I'll try to throw it where I wanted it. But I'm only human, and I can only do so much. And you just have to tip your hat to Delgado for hitting it out.
He's a good pitcher, you know. Over the years, we had some good battles, and I think I got a pitch over the plate, a good pitch to hit, so I was able to put the bat on the ball.
The other times, the results really weren't there. You know, we still had some close games, but couldn't pull it out. So, you know, just to be able to come away with it this time and going in there again, you know, next week, you just look forward to it. And you know, it's great to get those wins, and especially against a good team and a good pitcher.
Jays Wrap-Up Report, brought to you by General Motors and all its divisions. Visit us at gmcanada.com.
All this talk about the Expos moving, maybe they should move to Arizona. They're looking for their first road sweep of the season. Frank Robinson would love to see it happen. Chad Tracy pops it up. Brian Schneider, oh, that's outstanding stuff. Reaching over the fence to grab it. And that's what you need if you're going to win ball games. Levon Hernandez, the pitcher, thrilled with his catcher. Loves it when the players go all out to make a play. 1-0 D-backs. Steve Sparks facing Schneider. And again, Schneider is Levon Hernandez's best friend because he gives him some runs to work with, too. Expos win it 6-1. They're on a bit of a roll now. Levon Hernandez picks up his 2nd complete game in the last 10 days as the Expos sweep a series. On the road for the first time this season, the Diamondbacks have now lost a season-high 5 straight home games.
As the NBA playoffs roll on, the Raptors continue to look for a new coach and GM. The Raptors have contacted Utah Jazz assistant Phil Johnson about their vacant head coaching job. Now, Johnson is said to be interested but won't make a move until the Raptors hire a new GM. Speaking of which, Raptors officials are expecting to meet with Julius Erving sometime this week. T-Wolves and the Kings and the fans of the Arco Arena hoping their team will force a 7th game in Minnesota. Late in the first quarter, Latrell Sprewell is hot from three-point land, nailing a couple of them, part of a 17-0 run. T-Wolves up by 6 after the first quarter. But in the second quarter, the Kings trying to feed off that huge home crowd, roaring back. Mike Bibby drains the tray, part of a 14-0 run. Final seconds of the first half, Doug Christie finding Peja Stojakovic way downtown. Wow, good for a 10-point lead at the break. Late in the third quarter, things getting ugly. Anthony Peeler roughing up former teammate Kevin Garnett. Look at a good Gordie Howe elbow right in the schnoz. Ref calling double technicals. Peeler gets tossed. Kings up 15 after 3 quarters, and it's mayhem. Kings hold the momentum. Rodney Buford in for Peeler off balance, nails the 3. The Kings do force Game 7 with a 104-87 victory. Before the game, Brad Miller was fined $10,000 for an obscene gesture he made to Minnesota fans after he was tossed in Game 5, and the Sacramento Kings have not won a Game 7 on the road since they were based in Kansas City back in 1981.
Pistons and the Nets. Kenyon Martin getting the crowd all pumped up. Never a bad idea. It might get the players pumped up, too. Jason Kidd, one of those no-look passes, outstanding stuff. Martin, the dunk and the foul. Nets up by 11 early on. Corliss Williamson, he'll miss, but Mehmet Okur follows it up, part of a 23-10 run. Ties it at 25. Pistons set up the defense. Rasheed Wallace blocks Kenyon Martin. All the Wallaces can do it. How about Wallace for 3? Oh, yeah. 14-2 run puts the Pistons up by 8. Pistons keep coming. Rip Hamilton, the jumper. Pistons by 16. Hamilton at a game-high 16 first-half points. Third quarter on the heels of a 21-7 run. Kenyon Martin, two-handed jam. New Jersey down by 3. They're closing the gap. Less than 20 seconds to go. Detroit up by 4. Richard Hamilton, he pulls up and nails the jumper, and the Pistons win it. 81-75, so a huge road victory for the Detroit Pistons, a rare thing in these NBA playoffs. That allows the Pistons to force a 7th and deciding game. The Nets have won 9 straight home playoff games against Eastern Conference foes. Coming into this one, it won't be easy for them going on the road. Byron Nelson Championship final round, Sergio Garcia. He's been pretty good. It's been a while since he's won, though. 2002 was the last time. Tiger Woods, he had the lead through 2 rounds, trying to get that lead back. Robert Damron, we're calling it the shot of the day on the 15th hole. Pretty good. Very good. Perfect. That will be an eagle from 184 yards out. Used a 7-iron if you're interested. 1 shot back of Sergio. Garcia trying to stay in the lead. 15th hole, that won't help him. His tee shot goes into the gallery. He would bogey and fall to 10 under. Dudley Hart, he's just 1 shot back on 17. He's making a charge. A birdie. Yes. He gets it to 10 under. He's tied for the lead. 17th hole. Tiger Woods, he's trying to make a long birdie putt too. And he does. They're all falling on 17. He's at 9 under, just 1 back, and Sergio Garcia looking on. But that's as close as Tiger would get. 3 players went on to the playoffs. Dudley Hart, Robert Damron, Sergio Garcia. This was Dudley Hart. That won't get him a victory. How about Damron? A short putt for par. Well, it looks like they've pretty much conceded it to Sergio. He's got this for the championship, and Sergio of the 3 is the only one that does not make a mistake, so he wins the EDS Byron Nelson Championship. It was the tournament that he started his professional career in 5 years ago, and all those swing problems look like they're probably behind Sergio as he finally captures another tournament.
Mets and the Astros on Rocket. Roger Clemens trying to improve to a perfect 8-0 in the season. Top of the 4th, Astros up 1-0. Clemens getting Cliff Floyd. Mike Piazza gets caught looking. Todd Zeile, forget about it. 10 Ks in the day for Roger Clemens. Incredible. Bottom of 6, one of the Houston bases loaded. Roger Clemens pokes one into right, scoring Jeff Kent. 2-0 Astros. Do you think he's fairly popular in Houston right now? Top of the 9th, one on for Mike Piazza. Out of here! Off Octavio Dotel, deep to center field. This game's tied at 2. We're going to extra innings. Top of the 13th, Jason Phillips. What's he going to do? He goes deep off of Brandon Backey, deep to left. Mets win 3-2 in 13 innings.
Braves and Brewers. Ben Sheets, 5th in the National League with strikeouts. He's got 48 so far this season. It was a pretty good pitch. Top of the first. Adam LaRoche can't do a thing. J.D. Drew, the next batter. He's frozen up there. Drew will just walk away. Feeling shame. Jarrett Wright swinging. Dwayne Wise can't check his swing. That ends the inning. So Ben Sheets cruising along. Gets Andrew Jones. Fooled him there. Mark DeRosa swinging a miss. Wilson bet a bit. Nothing doing. Sheets 10 strikeouts. That ties a career high, but he wasn't done. He gets his 15th right there. That breaks Moose Haas's team record for strikeouts in a game set in 1978. Sheets in the top of the ninth. He gets Johnny Estrada. He finishes with 18 strikeouts, and Milwaukee wins at 4-1.
And hard to figure no home team has won in this Sharks-Flames series. It's weird.
It is weird. Stick around. We'll get another hour of Sportsnet News coming up.